Hello everyone, my name is Reuni Handayani. I am from 5BB class. In this great occasion, I would like to explain to you about sampling. First of all, before we jump to our main topic, let us know first what will we learn in this presentation. First is what is sampling, second is two types of sampling, third is purpose of sampling, fourth is advantages of sampling, and last is process of sampling. What is sampling? Sampling is a process used in a statistical analysis in which a predetermined number of observations are taken from a large population. The methodology used to sample from a large population depends on the type of analysis being performed, but it may include simple random sampling or systematic sampling. There are two types of sampling methods. First is probability sampling. That includes simple random sampling, systematic sampling, stratified sampling, and cluster sampling. Second is non-probability sampling, which are included convenience sampling, voluntary response sampling, purposive sampling, and snowball sampling. Probability sampling. Probability sampling involves random selection, allowing you to make statistical inference about the whole group. There are four, including first is simple random sampling, second is systematic sampling, third is stratified sampling, and the fourth is cluster sampling. Simple random sampling. In a simple random sample, every member of the population has an equal chance of being selected. Your sampling frame should include the whole population. How about systematic sampling? Systematic sampling is similar to simple random sampling, but it is usually slightly easier to conduct. Every member of the population is listed with a number, but instead of randomly generating numbers, individuals are chosen at regular intervals. Third is stratified sampling. Stratified sampling involves dividing the population into subpopulations that may differ in important ways. It allows you to draw more precise conclusions by ensuring that every subgroup is properly represented in the sample. Fourth is cluster sampling. Cluster sampling also involves dividing the population into subgroups, but each subgroup should have similar characteristics to the whole sample. Instead of sampling individuals from each subgroup, you randomly select entire subgroups. Next is about non-probability sampling. Non-probability sampling involves non-random selection based on convenience or other criteria, allowing you to easily collect initial data. There are four. First is convenience sampling, second is voluntary response sampling, third is purposive sampling, and the last is snowball sampling. Convenience sampling is a sample that simply includes the individuals who happen to be most accessible to the researchers. Voluntary response sampling. It's similar to a convenience sample. A voluntary response sampling is mainly based on ease of access. Instead of the researchers choosing participants and directly contacting them, people volunteer themselves. An example, by responding to a public online survey. Third is purposive sampling. This type of sampling involves the researcher using their judgment to select a sample that is most useful to the purposes of the research. Last is snowball sampling. If the population is hard to assess, snowball sampling can be used to require participants via the participants. The number of people you have access to snowballs as you get in contact with more people. What are purposes of sampling? The purpose of sampling is to provide various types of statistical information of a qualitative or quantitative nature about the whole by examining a few selected units. The sampling method is the scientific procedure of selecting the sampling units which would provide the required estimates with associated margins of uncertainty, arising from examining only a part and not the whole. Next is about advantages of sampling. There are three: greater economy, short-term lag, and greater scope. Greater economy. The total cost of a sample will be much less than that of the whole load. Shorter time lag. With smaller number of observations, it is possible to provide results much faster as compared to the total number of observations. How about greater scope? So sampling has a greater scope regarding the variety of information by virtue of its flexibility and adaptability. About the process of sampling. What are they? First is we need to identify the population of the interest. Second is specify a sample frame. Third is specify sampling method. Fourth is determine the sample size. And the last is implement the plan. That's all what I can share to you. Thank you for listening and have a good day.